Welcome to a deep dive into the ever-evolving world of NPCs or non-playable characters, those digital denizens that populate our favorite video games. From the simplest of sprites to the most complex characters, NPCs have come a long way. In the beginning, NPCs were about as lively as cardboard cutouts. They were simple, static, and often served as mere obstacles. Think back to the early days of gaming. Pac-Man's ghosts, Space Invaders, relentless aliens, these were the primordial NPCs. They were iconic, yet their roles were limited, their actions were pre-programmed, their movements predictable. They followed a set path, never deviating from their programmed routines. They reacted to the player in a fixed manner, like puppets on digital strings. Their lack of complexity was both a limitation and a charm of early gaming. These early NPCs served their purpose, providing obstacles and challenges in a nascent gaming landscape. They were the stepping stones for what was to come, but they were far from the dynamic, reactive characters we encounter today. Modern NPCs are capable of complex interactions and behaviors. Their limitations were evident: predictable behavior, repetitive dialogue, if any, and a general lack of agency. They were static, unchanging, and often felt more like obstacles than characters. These early iterations were a far cry from the believable, reactive characters that populate today's gaming worlds. Today's NPCs can adapt, learn, and even surprise players. But hey, every hero needs a humble origin story, right? The evolution of NPCs is a testament to the advancements in technology and game design. Buckle up, theorists, because things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. We're about to explore how these once simple characters have transformed into the complex, lifelike entities we interact with today. From basic algorithms to advanced AI, the journey of NPCs is nothing short of extraordinary. So stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of NPCs, uncovering the secrets behind their evolution and the technology that powers them. It's a story of innovation, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of realism in gaming. From the early days of simple, predictable patterns to the sophisticated, lifelike behaviors of today, NPCs have truly come a long way. And this is just the beginning. The future holds even more exciting possibilities for these digital denizens. So, gear up, gamers. The world of NPCs is vast and ever-changing, and we're here to explore every bit of it. Let's dive in and see what makes these characters tick and how they've become an integral part of our gaming experiences. As technology advanced, so did the complexity of NPCs. In the early days of gaming, NPCs were simple, often following a set path or repeating a limited set of actions. However, as the gaming industry evolved, so did the expectations of players. They wanted more immersive and realistic experiences, which meant NPCs needed to become more sophisticated. Enter decision trees and state machines, the building blocks of more sophisticated NPC behavior. These tools allowed developers to create NPCs that could make decisions based on player actions and environmental factors. Decision trees, for instance, provided a way to map out potential actions and reactions in a structured manner. Imagine a flowchart. If the player does this, the NPC does that. This method allowed for a more dynamic interaction between the player and the NPCs, making the game world feel more alive. Each branch of the decision tree represented a different possible outcome, creating a web of potential interactions. This if-then-else logic formed the basis of decision trees, allowing for branching narratives and more dynamic encounters. Players could experience different storylines and outcomes based on their choices, adding a layer of depth and replayability to games. State machines, on the other hand, gave NPCs a semblance of internal state and memory. Unlike decision trees, which focused on branching paths, state machines allowed NPCs to transition between different states based on specific conditions. This meant that an NPC could remember past interactions and adjust its behavior accordingly. An NPC could transition between different states, idle, patrolling, attacking, based on player actions and environmental cues. For example, an NPC might start in an idle state, But if it detects the player nearby, it could switch to a patrolling state, and if the player gets too close, it might transition to an attacking state. This made them feel less like robots on rails and more like reactive entities within the game world. Players could engage with NPCs in more meaningful ways, leading to richer and more immersive gameplay experiences. These advancements, while significant, still relied on pre-programmed rules. Developers had to anticipate every possible player action and script appropriate responses, which was a time-consuming and complex process. Developers essentially played puppet master, dictating every possible action and reaction. This approach, while effective, had its limitations. NPCs could only react in ways that had been predefined by the developers, which sometimes led to predictable and repetitive behavior. But the seeds of artificial intelligence were sown, paving the way for a new era of NPC interaction. With advancements in AI, NPCs could begin to exhibit more complex and lifelike behaviors, learning from player actions and adapting in real time. This opened up new possibilities for creating truly immersive and dynamic game worlds. With the advent of machine learning, NPCs are breaking free from their pre-programmed shackles. No longer confined to decision trees, they can now learn and adapt based on player behavior. Imagine an RPG where the shopkeeper adjusts their prices based on your haggling skills, or a stealth game where guards learn your patrol patterns and adapt to your strategies. This is the power of machine learning, creating NPCs that can analyze player actions and modify their behavior accordingly. This technology is still in its early stages, but the potential is mind-blowing. Imagine NPCs that can surprise you with their ingenuity, that can learn and exploit your weaknesses. This is the next frontier of NPC development, where the line between programmed behavior and true artificial intelligence starts to blur. In RPGs, NPCs could remember your past interactions and change their dialogue and actions accordingly. In strategy games, they could learn from your tactics and develop counter-strategies, making each playthrough unique. The integration of neural networks allows NPCs to process vast amounts of data, making them more lifelike and unpredictable. This means NPCs can offer a more immersive and challenging experience, reacting in ways that feel genuinely intelligent. As developers continue to refine these technologies, the gap between human and NPC intelligence will continue to narrow. The future of gaming is bright, with NPCs that not only entertain but also challenge and surprise us in ways we never thought possible. Let's face it, gamers, a blank stare and a handful of pre-recorded lines just don't cut it anymore. We've all experienced those moments where an NPC's robotic response pulls us right out of the game. To truly immerse players in a virtual world, NPCs need to convey emotions, to make us believe they're more than just lines of code. It's about creating a sense of presence and authenticity. Enter emotional modeling, a fascinating field that seeks to imbue NPCs with a semblance of inner life. This involves complex algorithms and detailed character design to simulate genuine human emotions. By simulating emotions like fear, anger, and sadness, developers can create characters that react to events in a more believable and engaging way. These reactions can be subtle or dramatic, but they all contribute to a richer gaming experience. Imagine an NPC reacting with genuine grief at the loss of a loved one. This kind of emotional depth can make storylines more compelling and characters more relatable. Or showing fear when confronted with danger. These moments of vulnerability can make NPCs feel more human and less like scripted entities. These emotional responses, even if simulated, can create a powerful connection between the player and the digital characters they encounter. When players see NPCs react in ways that mirror real human emotions, it enhances the overall immersion and emotional investment in the game world. The future of NPCs lies in this emotional realism. As technology advances, we can expect even more sophisticated emotional modeling, making NPCs not just characters in a game, but integral parts of the narrative that players genuinely care about. So next time you interact with an NPC, take a moment to appreciate the intricate work that goes into making them feel real. It's a testament to how far we've come in the evolution of NPCs, from scripted responses to dynamic, emotionally engaging characters.